Excited?
Mate, I am fizzing at the bung. I'm loaded up on coffee. I've had my hash brown stacked and I am ready to smash some trout. We've got 2 rafts up there. Boys are pumped. It's going to be a good day. She's a little bigger than the Goulburn, isn't it?
Hey fly fishers, we've just wrapped up 3 days fishing with Aotearoa Anglers in Southland. Has been an unbelievable time. We've done it with the help of Jack Scott. Mate, it has been an epic 3 days fishing.
Yeah, it has, eh? Yeah, very good.
Jack, tell us a little bit about what you guys have got going on here in Southland.
Totally. Yeah, so we're a Wanaka-based fly guiding company. I'm working with Jeff Forsey, who's a bit of a force around here. He's been around a really long time, but yeah, obviously the rafts have been a central part of the last 3 days, which has been really cool to have you guys down here and show you around. And we were kind of talking about this earlier about all the options we might have had we not had the rafts. You've got these really great tools, and it's been bloody good over the last couple of days, particularly with such a magic forecast to be able to use them. It's been.
You've obviously realised that the New Zealand fishery has these rivers that are so well suited to drifting. You know, it's an incredible platform to fish from. These things are so stable and they float in so little water. They're just the ultimate fishing tool at the places that it seems to be able to get you into, otherwise kind of inaccessible.
Sure, no, definitely, and I think for us it was pretty important. I mean, there's a real walk and wade etiquette here in New Zealand. It was really important for Jeff and I to make decisions around ensuring we weren't interrupting that as well. So, a lot of the places that we choose to take people fishing on are places that you just can't get to by foot, or if you can, the back casts are very tight. They might be fly only in some circumstances, so they really are the exact right tool for those specific fisheries. And, we've kind of had a pretty good flavour over the last 3 days to use them differently. I mean, we fished a river on the first day, we've been on a lake today, so it's been really good to kind of show you guys the local area and the different ways you can kind of get around it.
Let's just do a bit of a trip recap, because we've had 3 wonderful days fishing. The first day was on one of your main drifting rivers, would you say?
Oh, not necessarily, but it's somewhere we can. It's not super close to home, but there's loads of good options, and I would say that the fishing we had is probably pretty indicative. Maybe just a slightly different flavour of some of the other stuff we do. But yeah, just great. It was like lots of rainbow trout and lots of opportunities and all sorts of different styles, and that's kind of the cool thing about we were on the boat, we were off the boat.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to drift a fair few different rivers, but as you say, the variety. At the start of the morning, we were pushed in close on the banks, and we actually had some flats where you can Polaroid fish. And within seconds, I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, this is the best river I've ever drifted.
Sure.
Because I'm into that. But then later in the day, Mick, our esteemed cameraman's pulling streamers and turning big fish, and indicator nymphing was just absolutely braining them unbelievably effective. It was just a hoot, such a unique system, and it felt like we had it to ourselves out there.
Well, they spend their whole life in this huge water, eh? Yeah, they really are.
Fit and well conditioned. They're kind of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, a young Arnold Schwarzenegger, not current day Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, we got him. I could catch fish like this all day, every day. Hey? I'm not going back to work.
Day 2, obviously, it was that more quintessential backcountry experience. Did a fair bit of walking, but geez, we found some fish, didn't we?
Yeah, well, no, we sure did. It was good, and it's sort of, I guess, peak summer. Sometimes a bit of extra effort goes a long way, and I think that was our idea yesterday, eh? But yeah, beautiful spot.
First cast, Mick?
What's that?
First cast of the day?
First cast of the day.
Yeah.
Literally.
It seems to me, you know, in discussions in the morning as to where we're going to go, what we're going to do, you know, there are a lot of options. Always here.
Yep.
But unless you're someone that's on the ground like you are, you know, for us Aussies, we come over, we don't know.
Sure.
You know, the likelihood is we're going to turn up at a spot that kind of everybody knows, you know. But where you took us was obviously a little off the beaten track and an unbelievable system.
Yep.
You know, that local knowledge that you've got is obviously something that you've curated over quite a long time.
Yeah, totally. Look, I think a big thing is, you know, looking at the weather and making sure, you know, I think here you can really fight against the weather and it doesn't often play out very well for you, you know. I think you can still find fish, but, you know, I think that, at least in my experience, it's often, you know, matching previous experiences or, you know, things that you know about wind systems and all of that sort of stuff and trying to find somewhere that's likely to give you the best chance at seeing fish. You've got a low, cloudy day, then obviously tight walls, which is where we ended up. And, you know, it didn't eventuate to be very cloudy, but, you know, that's what we're looking for. We want a stark backdrop rather than something low and open. If it's windy, we want something, you know, obviously facing adjacent to the wind, so it's not going to howl through there, those sorts of things. So I guess that's kind of the basis of where it all comes from. I mean, it's broader than that, but that's kind of in a nutshell the first things that you start thinking about, eh?
So good. There you go. Are you helping? Yeah, I got it, boys. Stand by.
And today, you know, lake fishing obviously isn't a big thing that's spoken about
Sure.
South Island fishing. Yet I love my lake fishing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a bit of a sight fishing tragic. When you mentioned, oh, well, we could, you know, maybe head to one of these lakes and see if we can Polaroid some fish.
Yeah.
I was well into that. Maybe, you know, I think everyone comes to New Zealand for that typical New Zealand, you know, snow-capped peaks, big mountains, all the rest of it. The lakes that you've got available here, look around.
Sure.
We've got that here with shallow flats, endless shallow flats with just huge
Disgusting amount of
quantities
trout.
of fish that are just swimming around. You know, it was insane. You know, I honestly think that today has been the best day of trout fishing that I've done in my life.
That's so good.
And we're fishing the lakes in the South Island. You know, it still baffles me. I'm kind of speechless because we've just had so much fun Polaroiding fish, and they haven't been easy.
No, yeah, lots of shots.
That's the beauty of it, you know.
Yeah.
We've had to sort of work. I think if we caught every single fish, I wouldn't have had such a good day. But I've cast to some of the biggest trout that I've seen in my life today, and
Yeah, you got a cracker, eh?
got a cracker, and I'm a happy man. I'll be back.
Yeah.
He's just pushed up and right. We could walk to it if you'd like the laser loops.
Why are you casting so far? You don't have to.
Oh, that's a different fish.
Forget I said it.
Laser lifted.
Forget I said anything. That's generally what happens when you strike with 70 feet of line out.
We've had 3 days fishing with you. It feels like a week, you know, because not because we've been going hard at it. It's just the variety that we've experienced. The
Diverse, eh?
drifting, you know, the backcountry fishing, and now the lake Polaroiding. Honestly, I could go back to Melbourne tomorrow
Sure.
and feel like I've had a week holiday and had my trout fix.
Yep.
You know, which I have to say, quite honestly, is not something that's easily achieved for me, because I'm totally addicted to this shit. But yeah, mate, just such a good time.
No,
And,
awesome.
What you guys have got going on here is just so good.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
I hope that we'll be welcome to come back
Yeah,
some other
anytime.
time.
Yeah, anytime. You are welcome anytime.
Guys, Aotearoa Anglers, you should check them out online, and if you're coming to the South Island, do yourself a favour and get in touch with the guys at Aotearoa. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.